Hello, I'm Isobel Griffin, and I'm going to talk about how organised emails equals an organised life. I think we'd all agree that emails are simultaneously a blessing and a curse of modern life. Over the course of my career, the number of work emails I receive has reached ridiculous levels, and this problem's only got worse while I've been working from home. So whenever I meet another busy person, I ask them how they manage their emails. I've even asked Icon Sarah Croft for her tips. And I've combined this advice with some trial and error on my part to devise a system which I'm going to share with you now. Some things will seem ridiculously obvious, while there may be others that you disagree with, but hopefully you'll get some ideas to try. So all the busy people agree that the initial sorting of your emails needs to be super quick and efficient, whether you're dealing with emails as they come in or working through a big batch. If you have lots of emails to go through, it may speed things up to view them by sender rather than by date, because then they'll appear in batches. So in the initial sort, you go through your emails, and for each one, do one of the following. Either delete it immediately, file it in your main folder system, possibly with a skim read first, file it in your action folder system, or type a very quick reply before deleting or filing. The reply should be 2 or 3 sentences at most. I reckon that the initial sort should take on average a minute per email, and if you want, you can make it into a game by setting yourself a target to get through in the next half hour and then seeing if you can make it. The main folder system needs to be as logical as possible so you can find them months or years down the line. Personally, I've tried using folders and subfolders, but I find dragging emails into them often goes wrong. So instead, I use a long list ordered into several main categories, as shown here. With regards to not losing things, if I have an important email that could potentially be filed in several places, I forward it to myself as many times as I need to, and then file the copies in several places. Obviously, this takes up more storage space, but I think it's worth it to increase my chances of finding the email when I need it. Then the action folders are where I file the things that are waiting to be actioned. Once the action's happened, I file the email in the main folder system or I delete it. I number my action folders so they appear at the top of my folder list. You can see them listed here, and some of the key points about them are: action short term is the things I need to do in the next few days, including emails that need a fuller reply than I could manage during the initial sort. I go through this folder on at least a weekly basis and make sure I'm not going to miss any deadlines. I also write deadlines into my paper diary or my Outlook calendar. Action medium term is things I want to do in the next month or two. I check it every 2 or 3 weeks and move things into action short term if they're becoming urgent. Action long term is for long term projects and ideas I may want to pick up on at some point. Often I'll send emails to myself as a way of capturing an idea. Action reading watching is for CPD material, things like IconX, links to webinars and so on, which I periodically take some time to look through. And action one-to-one meetings is for emails I want to refer to in the one-to-one meetings with the people I line manage. In the bad old days, I used to print them out, but not anymore. To prepare for meetings, I use the internal meetings and external groups sections of my email main folder system. For meetings I lead, I file all my agenda ideas and emails I want to refer to in the relevant internal meeting folder. And then the week before the meeting, I go through them all and create an agenda. I also create a set of minutes which I begin to populate by pasting in all the material I'll be referring to. Again, in the bad old days, I used to print this material out, but now I save on printing and I save on time spent typing minutes after the meeting. For meetings somebody else leads, I use the email meeting folder to file any links to papers that I'm sent, plus any other information I want to refer to in the meeting. And then before the meeting, I save a copy of the agenda and paste my notes into it. And for my final tip, I'm going to cover something which I still do in a reassuringly old-fashioned way. If you use Microsoft Office 365, you may like to use the To-Do app, which allows you to flag certain emails and create electronic to-do lists from them. However, for me, nothing beats the paper list, because I like to add to it whenever something occurs to me, even in the middle of the night, and I like the satisfaction of ticking things off. I use the to-do list in conjunction with my email action folders, and I write a list for each week covering all the things I pretty much have to do, plus a few desirable things I'd like to get started on if I can. Extra things get scribbled in through the week, and then on Friday I transfer anything outstanding to next week's list. Plus I go through my short-term actions folder to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. So to finish off, thank you for listening, And if you need any encouragement to take control of your emails, just think of the satisfaction that an empty inbox will give you.